You're listening to Swift News, your daily news briefing in just 10 minutes. This is episode 74, and it's July 16th, 2025. Let's get into today's stories.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've just heard those headlines, and wow, what a snapshot of our really fast-moving world. Our mission here is to take these headlines and, really figure out what actually matters to you. Go beyond just the surface facts.
Exactly. And what's really striking is how interconnected it all is, isn't it? Seemingly separate events. We'll try to connect those dots, look at not just what happened, but maybe why it's significant, what it signals.
Great. Let's start with that geopolitical pulse. There's traction maybe, in the Gaza ceasefire talks in Doha. Israel reportedly agreeing to reduce forces. That sounds, well, pretty significant.
It is, and the key insight there, I think, is that specific point. Israel agreeing to reduce forces.
Right.
Reports suggest that's maybe a first, a concession like this in the recent talks. It could indicate, a shift internally, politically perhaps, or just intensified external pressure.
It might just be that pivot point needed to unlock things that were stalled before.
But the challenge then is sustaining it, making it stick on the ground.
Absolutely. That's always the critical part. How do these agreements actually hold up day to day?
Yeah, a crucial point. Now, shifting focus domestically, we heard about Mamata Banerjee protesting in Kolkata, the targeting of Bengalis. And then, tragically, that CRPF Jawan killed in a Maoist gunfight in Parkand. What's the tension underneath these?
Well, they both really underscore these persistent internal security challenges and also, complex regional politics.
Right.
The Kolkata protest points to identity politics, calls for protection. It sort of reveals these deep social fault lines.
Okay.
And the Maoist incident, sadly, it's a reminder of that ongoing threat of armed insurgency in some areas. It really tests stability locally.
And internationally, the volatility just continues. Israel bombing Syrian army HQ in Damascus, the UN condemning killings in North Kordofan, Sudan, 450 civilians dead. That number is horrific.
It's a truly stark picture. Escalating conflicts, terrible humanitarian consequences. And Sudan, specifically North Kordofan, that devastating civilian toll. It just points to a complete breakdown of security, doesn't it?
It really does.
And a desperate need for sustained global attention. Definitely raises that urgent question about global accountability, protecting civilians.
Accountability, yeah. Okay, finally on policy. A fentanyl crackdown bill signed at the White House. And a different note, an Ashoka University professor's bail conditions eased by India's Supreme Court.
Right. Two quite different things. The fentanyl bill is clearly a direct response to what's become a major public health crisis and a border security issue, too, signaling tighter controls. Though some analysis does suggest, without tackling the underlying addiction and social factors, these crackdowns can sometimes just shift the drug markets around.
Right, not solve the root cause.
Exactly. And the Supreme Court decision. That touches on the evolving landscape of judicial precedent and that ongoing discussion around academic freedom, especially in these complex legal cases.
Okay, let's shift gears. Your wallet in innovation. U.S. inflation. It climbed to 2.7% in June, delaying Fed rate cuts. What does that 2.7% specifically mean for people's finances, beyond just, things costing more?
Well, rising costs are obvious, yeah. But the key insight at 2.7%, I think it's the psychological threshold it crosses for the Federal Reserve. Our analysis indicates that figure probably pushes any significant rate cuts further out, maybe Q4 now.
Okay, later than hoped.
Yeah, which could shift investment strategies, away from bonds maybe towards more volatile short-term things for some.
Yeah.
It suggests the Fed is really digging in for a longer fight against inflation.
That makes sense. Okay, but on a brighter note, some really cool innovation. Sikkim's Yaktan. India's first digital nomad village, Wi-Fi homestays.
That sounds fascinating. It's a brilliant example, isn't it? A community actively adapting, fostering innovation, driving local economic growth.
Yeah.
And the real innovation there is how tech and remote work are literally reshaping geography, creating opportunities for places that were maybe more isolated before.
It's like a blueprint, almost.
It could be a blueprint for rural development in this new era.
Okay, banking news quick hits. Karnataka Bank has an interim CEO, Raghavendra S. Pot, and Taiwan's CTBC Bank planning a unit in Gujarat's Gift City.
Right. These moves show dynamic shifts. The leadership change points to internal strategy adjustments, maybe, and CTBC Bank expanding into Gift City. That's the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, that big smart city project.
Right, the hub.
Exactly. It signals strengthening international ties and India's growing role as potentially a financial services powerhouse.
Interesting. And for the tech watchers, NASDAQ hitting another record high, third straight day, driven by tech stocks. And XRP surged after the NYSE approved a 2x ETF, eyeing $100. Whoa.
Yeah, tech just keeps fueling these market highs. Shows strong investor confidence there, especially in growth companies.
Definitely.
And the XRP surge, following approval of a 2x ETF that's a product designed to double the daily return, so high risk, high reward.
Whoa, double.
Yeah. It really demonstrates crypto's volatile nature. But also, maybe, exciting. Regulatory news like an ETF approval can trigger huge moves. It's a big step towards more mainstream acceptance for these assets, even volatile ones.
Wild ride indeed. Okay, let's switch to sports. From markets to metals. Arlene Diol's bizarre run-out blunder cost India in the first ODI against England. Cricket fans must have been stunned.
Oh, it was definitely one of those moments, wasn't it? Highlights the razor-thin margins in these huge matches.
For sure.
What's really fascinating, I think, is how one seemingly small error can just dramatically swing the whole game's outcome. Reminds you of the immense pressure these athletes are under.
Absolutely. But then redemption. What a performance by Jannik Sinner at Wimbledon, beating Alcaraz in a thriller final.
Fantastic match. That's a story of, redemption, peak performance. But beyond just the win, it could signal a shift, maybe, at the very top of men's tennis. Given Alcaraz's recent dominance,
Good point.
that kind of rivalry, that sustained excellence, that's what really captivates fans, defines an era.
Totally. Quick hits. PSG crushed Real Madrid 4-0 in the FIFA Club World Cup. Ouch. And South Africa's Aiden Markram won ICC Men's Player of the Month for June.
Right. The PSG win, that's a huge statement in global football, just dominant team performance. And Markram's award recognizes that individual brilliance in cricket. Reminds us that even in team sports, individual excellence really shines through and can lift the whole team.
And finally, badminton. PV Sindhu unfortunately exited the Japan Open early, but Satvik advanced.
Yeah, that shows the mixed fortunes, doesn't it? Very common in competitive sports. One star faces an early exit, but other talents keep moving forward. Highlights the depth of competition, gives fans new hopefuls to follow.
Right. Okay, from sports buzz to cultural buzz. What's trending? The Supreme Court delayed the Udaipur files hearing, waiting on a panel's verdict.
Yeah, that signals a complex legal situation, doesn't it? Involving cinema, judicial review scrutinizing the film's content.
Yeah.
It raises those important questions about artistic freedom versus accountability.
That tricky balance.
Definitely. Could set a crucial precedent for creative works down the line.
And fashion. Renewed buzz around Met Gala 2025 already, revisiting Priyanka Chopra's iconic look.
It shows the enduring power of fashion and celebrity culture, right? Suit and looks just become cultural touchstones.
Yeah, they stick around.
Exactly. They keep inspiring conversation, influencing trends long after the event. It's about how fashion reflects and maybe shapes broader cultural narratives.
Interesting take. Puzzles. NYT Connections, #765, the music-themed one. Did you solve it? And Kerala setting up a film policy conclave for August.
I didn't try that, Connections. But their popularity shows how much people love those kinds of intellectual challenges, tapping into specific knowledge. And the Kerala Film Conclave, that's a really proactive step, isn't it? To deliberately shape the future of a vibrant regional cinema, ensuring cultural growth through actual policy.
Smart move. And finally, Shane Gillis's stand-up at the ESPYs sparked a woke sports debate.
Yeah, that highlights that fascinating intersection.
Yeah.
Comedy, sports, social commentary. Shows how humor can really provoke conversations, sometimes pretty contentious ones, about contemporary issues. Challenges us to think, what makes us laugh? And maybe why we're laughing, what norms are being pushed.
Food for thought there. Okay, let's turn to our environment and science. The Ganga's rising water submerged Varanasi's Namoghat.
A very stark reminder, that one.
Sure.
Environmental vulnerabilities, the immediate impacts of, likely, climate change, affecting sacred sites, communities.
Namoghat is significant, right?
Very significant. A major riverside platform for religious ceremonies. It just underscores that urgent need for sustainable water management, climate resilience planning, especially for communities right alongside major rivers.
Yeah, critical. And then, this sounds wild, Chinese scientists created a 74-milligram mind controller for bees. That really sounds like science fiction.
It is pretty wild, isn't it? A huge leap in technology, pushing boundaries in biomimicry and direct control.
How does it even work?
Reports suggest it probably uses highly localized neural stimulation to precisely influence the bee's behavior.
Incredible.
But The breakthrough isn't just the tiny size, it's the profound ethical questions it raises, right? About animal autonomy, the potential future uses of this kind of advanced biocontrol tech.
Yeah, it definitely raises some big questions. Okay, on a more somber note, Gaza's malnutrition rates doubled as food aid was restricted.
A critical humanitarian crisis there. Essential aid access being choked off, severely impacting well-being, making a dire situation even worse.
Just awful. And closer to home, a Delhi school faced another bomb threat hoax, the third in 3 days.
Yeah, that highlights these ongoing safety concerns and the psychological impact. You can imagine the anxiety that creates, disrupting daily life for students, parents, staff.
Creates persistent anxiety, yeah. But ending this segment on a hopeful note, a new DNA patching technique helping families with rare illnesses.
Yes, this is potentially monumental for health, a real demonstration of medical innovation's power.
How does it work, broadly?
It's a technique that aims to correct genetic defects directly in the DNA. It represents a scientific breakthrough that could genuinely improve lives, brighten the future for people facing these complex genetic challenges, offers targeted solutions we couldn't even imagine not long ago.
It's amazing progress. Okay, finally, let's wrap up with some tales that inspire. Human stories. A Delhi artist painting unseen faces of daily laborers, sparking empathy.
Yeah, that perfectly highlights the power of art, doesn't it? Bringing overlooked stories into focus, foster connection, empathy across different parts of society. A beautiful example of creativity changing hearts.
It really is. And we mentioned Sikkim's digital nomad village earlier. Now we hear a specific villager's homestay is thriving because of that project.
That's a wonderful concrete example. Shows how these innovative projects can directly benefit local communities, individuals.
Right, connects the dots.
Exactly. Illustrates how local economies can grow through adaptation, embracing these new models like the digital nomad village, turning challenges into opportunities, really.
Yeah, love that. Also, a Gaza volunteer risking their life to deliver food amid the shortages.
Just a profound testament to human courage, isn't it? Altruism in the face of unbelievable adversity.
Truly.
A powerful reminder that heroes emerge every day, driven by simple compassion, commitment to humanity, even in the absolute worst circumstances.
Incredible bravery. And 2 more quick ones. An Odisha teacher's literacy drive is empowering 300 coastal women, and a Kerala engineer's solar startup just won a Global Green Tech Award.
Both fantastic stories. They showcase the transformative power of grassroots education literacy changing lives directly. And then the ingenuity of young innovators, tackling global challenges like climate change with green tech. They're just excellent examples of individuals making real, tangible differences, locally and potentially globally, proving that small actions, individual initiative can have huge ripple effects.
Wow, okay. What a deep dive that was. From those complex Gaza talks and that bee mind control tech
Yeah, it would.
to these incredible human stories of resilience and innovation. What really strikes me is how interconnected it all feels. It's not just headlines, is it? It's about seeing the underlying currents.
Indeed. And understanding these narratives, from the global stage right down to individual acts of courage, it helps us appreciate the complexity and the sheer dynamism of our world. And it kind of prompts us to consider, doesn't it? How might your understanding of all this shape your perspective or maybe even your actions going forward?
Great question. Stay curious, everyone. Stay informed and keep digging deeper into the knowledge that matters to you.
This has been our deep dive into the headlines shaping our day.
Join us next time for another journey into being truly well-informed.